Oh my god.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to work on taking the front bumper off as well as the fender. Now it's kind of late in the day, so might only get to the front bumper, but the key part of this process that I want you to keep in mind is that I don't think these fenders or the front bumper have ever been taken off this car. So I'm going to be taking my time, taking the screws out to be sure that nothing breaks. So with that said, let's get started. First thing we got to do is we have to remove the splash shield. Has to come out. Typically there's a screw up here that probably 99% of the people forget about. So you want to be able to take that out. A lot of people forget about this when they roll their front fenders as well, which is not good because it'll wind up putting a dent or a dimple right here as well. So anyway, this one's already out, so don't have to worry about that. I wonder if I should use those buckets. Want that to happen? So I have to buy some push pins now. I'm trying to make sure I get everything. Tons of little screws and stuff and hiding. Wind up broken.
How's it going, everyone? Landon with LMR.
Alright, man.
The two retaining screws from the spat behind the tire will allow you to gently move the spat enough.
Move here, bigger, move that one, theoretically, it should come off. Wood. Slab insulation here. Cool. This is kind of neat. Parts of this car is never seen daylight. It has today.
And for those who may be asking or wondering, why is he taking the fenders off and all that stuff in the front bumper? Well, number one, it'll make life a little easier when I'm putting the engine back in. I don't know if you noticed from one of the other videos that the engine hoist was literally up against the bumper. I actually scratched it. So all this stuff can go back on after the engine's in. Make things a little bit more lightweight, if you will. I have to raise it up and put the engine in from below as well. So, you know, we'll figure that out when we get to it, but that's my main reason for taking all this out. Plus the fenders need to be touched up where the paint cracked and this and that. So I'm gonna touch all that up. There goes my tool. Nice. Hopefully hands won't get broken. If they do, I'll have to buy some from LMR. "30-year-old clips, guys. Breaking. Because I'll be going to LMR or CJ Pony Parts or whoever. Buy some splash shield clips. Because this is not working. Like I said, they're 30 years old, so kind of like, what do you expect, right? What else is holding this up? Jeez. Screws out. I don't understand what else is holding this up. One clip, I can't get it out. So push pin. It's just giving me a hard time. I wonder how they put that in there, because that should be loose. That should not be that hard. Oh don't know what else is holding this in. That's crazy. I can't see. Doesn't want to budge. Should just come right out. True fashion. Working on these cars. Heck no, man. Here I told Melissa it would only take an hour. Yeah, right. Whew. Oh, guys, my toe hurts. Whew. Got one side out. Can't get those side out. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Yeah. Oh my God. 30 years worth of dadgum dirt. How does that taste? Oh my God. He's nasty, man. Jeez, that was horrible. We need another shower. Dang, that was a trip. This was a black shirt. You know it's bad when you close your mouth, grit your teeth together, and you can feel the dirt just grinding away. Ugh. At least the splash guards are intact. I can put the originals back in, but I'm gonna have to use new push pins to secure it. Not surprising. That was fun. Oh, let me stop whining. So if you're wondering why I'm not using a power ratchet, it's because I don't want to break anything. This is why I'm just taking my time with manual tools. I'm taking off the 4 of these bolts that hold the front bumper on. There's 4 on each side. I know you guys can't see it, but those who are familiar, once you get the splash shield off, up here there's 4 bolts you got to try to reach. And I got to go to the passenger side, do the same thing. Get those 4 off. Disconnect the fog lights while I'm here. Get these 4 underneath. I'll do that last. I'm gonna leave these here so I can put them back on when the bumper comes off. Hey guys, I do use lotion. Oh, that's dirt. It's like I'll be taking another shower before work. There is a brace on this side. And I don't know if it's the same thing on the other side, so I'm gonna go take a look and see. Because if that's the case, there's actually like 5 bolts on the passenger side. And there was one up top. I don't know if I got that one or not. Let's check her out. And the brace on this side too. Okay. Cool. At least we got it now. So guys, there's on the passenger and the driver's side, there's 5 bolts. And there's a cross brace that has to come off, looks like. Or does it? Let's see. Oh, I guess it doesn't. Okay. So we're leaving the cross brace on. Like there's one inside the bumper cover, another bolt at the bottom where the spat is. Check the other side. And as you guys know, my suggestion is that, before you try to pull anything off, ensure and be positive that you have all the bolts and everything done, especially if it's your first time doing it, like me right now. You just want to take your time and just ensure that all the bolts are off so you don't break anything, especially when you're dealing with OEM parts. That's my tip for those who are just now getting into this. There's these here at the bottom, 4 across the bottom.
Hey, most of us can agree that we all love music, especially music that fits our needs as content creators. Well, Spaces in Between Productions does just that. They have a ton of music in their catalog that you can access via monthly subscription or single song licensing. And since they've chosen to sponsor us, they've given us a referral code that you can actually use as well. There's a link in the description of this video that'll take you to the form that you fill out to give you that access. As you see here, their subscription library has a ton of great options, and you can even narrow your search by tempo, mood, genre, even the instruments used, or the lyric themes. I really appreciate the way this is laid out because you can really find the perfect song for your videos that fits your needs. So definitely check them out because by supporting them, you're supporting us and we can continue to make content.
You know, one thing I wish when these cars were new is that in states like Oregon, where it's mandatory that you have 2 license plates, I just wish there was another option, right? So you wouldn't have to drill holes in your bumpers and then put plugs in like I have to do here. So that sucks. Just so you guys know, the reason why I don't have 2 plates on the car is because I registered the car as a special interest vehicle. And then at least in Oregon, you don't have to have, you know, 2 plates, just the 1 special interest plate on the rear. But if I had to have 2 plates, I would get in touch with my homie Castle Customs. You know, if you guys look on his website, you will be able to see that he actually makes a special bracket for your front license plate so that you don't have to drill holes in your bumper cover. So I'm gonna remove these. I mess up. I just put these on and fiddle part, right? So. Disconnecting the headlights. Okay, should I just...
Finally, remove the 2 8mm retaining bolts. Carefully bring the bumper forward.
There's 2 bolts to the core support. So the core support, like one here and there's one on the driver's side. And those are the last 2 bolts. Once they come out, then they should come off. It always pays to, you know, just consult other videos or whatever the case may be. You know, and I can't emphasize enough that when you're doing stuff like this and you pull on it just to test see what's gonna come off, you know, don't pull really hard, okay? Because you're gonna break something for sure. Don't force it. Doesn't want to come, there has to be a reason. And if you look long enough, you'll find out the reason. You just have to work with it, you know? This Black Widow hasn't been this apart forever, or if ever. Like the $6 million man, you'd be the $6 million Foxbody. Look how beautiful that is. Just dirty. But there's no rust, not bent, no signs of accident. Woo, love it. Man, check that out. That's crazy. I'm not bragging, but dang, I think I'm really fortunate. When you think about these frame rails as compared to like the other Foxbody, the red one. What do we call that one? Yeah, the Rustic Fox. The Rustic Fox frame rails were jacked. You know, I mean, not jacked bad, but they were still jacked nonetheless. You know, but anyway, hopefully that young man that bought it is enjoying it and, you know, getting his money's worth out of it. It was his first one, so hopefully he still has it. There. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Here's the buck tag. So it has like the VIN number and other stamps with dates on it. That when it goes to the assembly line, it gets attached. So it's still there. Yay. They're on there and it looks good the way it is, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm debating if I want to take them off. I just wanted to like mask everything off and just paint around them. Because I have to paint partially the fender anyway. But I'm just trying to debate if I wanted to actually just take it all the way off.
fenders off, it'd be easier to be able to put the power steering pump in, you know, so because it'd give me more room to run the wires and all that stuff. So that's one benefit to having the fenders off. You know, I'd be able to run my wires and this and that, and install the Volvo power steering pump, which obviously goes inside the fender, and so it'd be easier to do with the fenders off. I guess we'll work on that next time. So we're gonna call it a day for today.